Hi everybody, how you going? I'm Shaz. I'm one of Alice's clients. I've been working recently with Alice, Jess and Jason, and just thought I'd jump on live this morning and give you a bit about my journey and where it's taken me from where I was to where I am now. And I'm hoping from this that it inspires some of you to keep continuing on this journey that you've started with this challenge with Alice and continue to create those positive habits for yourself so you can make that change and you can start to see those changes within yourself and progress in your journey towards your ultimate goals. So my journey, I suppose, from when I was a kid, my mum would always cook a lot of food, and we were told at the table you have to finish everything on your plate before you can leave. And Mum being mum cooked enough food to feed an army, so I got used to eating a lot of food from the start. My dad has always suffered from type 2 diabetes, so he's always been quite on the larger size, I suppose. So I've always had food around me. And then I've met my husband 8 years ago, and we have three beautiful boys. They're 6, 3 and 1. So we got together and I was in good shape when we first met. You know, I was healthy, I was fit, I was a PT, I was a qualified PT. I've done my qualifications, but I hadn't done enough research or education to feel like a proper PT. So, you know, I wasn't practicing what I preach. So we ended up having our first child. I put on about 30 kilos with that pregnancy because I got pregnant, first time pregnant. I was 25. I was like, yeah, I'm going to eat everything I want. So then I had our baby. After having our baby, I tried a couple of programs and did well, lost some weight, lost about 30 kilos, but then we fell pregnant again. With that pregnancy, I put on 35 kilos. So, you know, I'd already gained 30, lost 20. So I already had 10 kilos over. Then I gained 35. That one, once again, I thought, oh, the programs worked for me last time. I'll try a few different programs and see how it works. So, you know, started trying the programs again, got on them, lost 20 kilos. So that's still 20 kilos extra I put on. And we ended up falling pregnant with our third child. This time around, I was in a much better place. I was on paleo-based nutrition, and I was training like 1 to 2 times a day. So I was a lot healthier than I was before, but I still put on 25 kilos in this pregnancy. So I had that baby, and it got to the point where I was just sick of the bullshit. Like, I had tried so many different programs, and the thing I was frustrated with is I would do awesome and I would lose some weight, but then I would gain everything back on afterwards, if not more, after doing these programs. And that was frustrating me. You know, I want a lifelong change. I want something I can stick to long term. So, you know, it wasn't just that. Having the kids too, I also suffered from a bit of postnatal depression. So I became a hermit. I retracted into myself. I wasn't getting out and doing things. I wasn't socializing. If I was out socializing, I was putting on a front to people. So I was portraying that I was this happy person, but within I wasn't at all. I'd come home and I'd be miserable and I'd be crying, you know, for no reason. My mindset has not been in a good place. It had got to the point where, you know, I'd wake up in the morning. I was just living day by day, just going through the cycle of life. Get up in the morning, make the kids breakfast, get them organised, and then by the time I started eating, it would probably be about 11 o'clock. And I'd be so hungry that I would just binge eat and eat so much crap processed food. And then go through the day, then I probably wouldn't eat my next meal until like dinner time. So same thing, because I'm so hungry and so starved, I would just eat. Then things would happen to the kids. I wasn't sleeping. My hormones were all out of whack. I just kept piling on the weight. I wasn't happy within myself. I was uncomfortable. Just not happy in my own skin. I'd lost myself. Like, you know, I'm sure so many of you mums can relate that you become a mum and you give so much to your family and so much to everyone else that you lose yourself. And that's what happened with me. I felt that I lost myself. I wasn't me anymore. I was just mum, and I was sick of being that. I wanted to find me again. I wanted to be me again, and I've been lucky enough to know Jess since school, and I've been following her fitness page for quite a while, and she posted up about Alice, and I thought, look, I'm ready for this change. I need something to happen in my life. I'm sick of this vicious cycle that I'm putting myself in of binge eating, undereating to then overeat, not sleeping. I was just a miserable mum, and I was over it. So got in touch with Alice, and I've been working with Alice, Jess and Jason now for a while, and I have really changed my life. The things that I have achieved now, I never thought that I would be back to this place. I'd pretty much given up on myself and thought, look, this is the life I'm living now. If I'm living my life miserable, then, I'm living my life miserable. I've got kids and I'm happy. But now, I truly feel I'm finding myself again. I've created positive habits in my life again. Everything that you guys have been doing in this challenge, I've made part of my everyday life, and I'm practicing these everyday gratitude I do every single day. Not just for my life, but also for me. I lost a lot of my self-worth. I lost that self-love. So I've really dug deep and really focused on the internal stuff and the mindset stuff, and really worked on me and my self-love. I believe that I'm deserving now, and I believe that I am capable of all these amazing things. So, just to get to that point for me is more than anything that I could have ever imagined that I would be able to achieve. Nutrition, I have never really understood any part of nutrition. I understand there's all these different diets, but never really understood what they do for your body or how they can affect you long term, and focusing on this and getting the education that I have from Alice, Jess and Jason in terms of my nutrition is unbelievable. I'm eating my protein in every single meal, making sure there's protein. I'm working on my carbs, and when I have my carbs and how much I consume, making sure I have my protein, carbs and fats, and, doing all these things that I've learnt from Alice and implementing them and taking action. And I've learnt so much about what foods work good for my body, and how that there is no label with foods. There is no such thing as good or bad foods, Food is just food, and it's choosing the foods that are going to nourish your body and lead you towards your goals. Alice has talked about this. We want to get towards our goals. So even just changing that perception in my head that there's no such thing as good or bad foods, or that carbs are bad for you, you can't have carbs, or you can't eat carbs at night before bed, letting go of all that and just understanding food for what it is, and eating foods that I enjoy but that are actually nourishing my body at the same time and still working towards my goals has been massive. I'm so grateful that I now have that knowledge and understanding that I'm enjoying food and choosing foods that are leading me towards my goals. And also in terms of training, I know what different types of training are doing for my body. I already knew that from learning my course, but I'm understanding more now how it works hand in hand with nutrition, and how certain types of training with nutrition work together, and the benefits that it provides for your body. So the fact I've come so far in terms of that is unbelievable, and I've focused on the internal stuff and my mindset and getting through all that and creating these positive habits and practicing them day in, day out, whether I can or cannot. I've made them part of my non-negotiables now. They're part of my life now. If I'm having a shitty day, I'm still making sure I get in the water, making sure I eat the right foods. Even if I can't get in training, I'm still making sure I get those things done. Doing what I can. Also emotional triggers. So, that is a huge thing. If you can understand your emotional triggers and have that action plan in place. So for me, it's that time of month. When that time of month comes, I know now I'm in tune with my body that I, have that one day of being kind to myself in terms of training and sticking to the bare minimum. But then also, I love chocolate and that around. So I make sure I prepare myself some raw treats so I don't feel I'm overindulging, but I've got enough to just hit that chocolate craving and not feel like there's no guilt around food anymore. I'm not binging on food. I'm not overeating. I'm honestly feeling just so empowered and good within myself. And if there's anything you can take out of this is just, you've got your journey, you've got your goals, and it's finding what works for you, getting that education, and just stop living through your excuses. Fight through that bullshit and make it happen. Start taking action. You know, you want this, you deserve this. Everybody deserves the kind of life that they're striving for, and you've got this. So I'm hoping from this video that I can maybe inspire some of you to just continue on with the things you've learnt from this challenge and keep making it part of your life and keep striving for your goals, because you can get there. You know, my body is now, the outside starting to reflect how I feel on the inside, and I don't feel I'm, I suppose, being fake to people anymore. If I'm showing that I'm happy and bubbly, it's because I feel that way now, and to feel like that now is like nothing I could have imagined that I could ever feel anymore. So to feel that, and I just want to hopefully, you know, share that with others and get others to feel that way as well. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my journey. And I hope that, you know, this is just the start for me. So, you know, if they want any more information, feel free to ask on this for me. And Alice, Jess and Jason are there for you today. Absorb that content, make it work for you, and strive for that life that you deserve. Hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all around sometime. Stay beautiful.